My sister secretly recorded me in the shower to get back at me for telling her boyfriend the truth. It started with a lie I never meant to uncover. My sister, Lila, had always been the golden child, popular, brilliant, beautiful in that effortless way that made people orbit around her. But she also had a secret streak of cruelty buried under her perfect smile. I used to ignore it, dismiss it as just sibling rivalry. But what happened last month changed everything between us. Lila had been dating this guy, Ben, for about 6 months. He was different from her usual type. Kind, grounded, a little nerdy. The kind of guy who didn't treat relationships like games. I actually liked him. Maybe that's why it hurt so much to see what she was doing behind his back. I didn't mean to overhear the conversation, but our walls are thin. I was up late one night, playing some music in my room when I heard her laugh through the vent. She was on the phone, giggling, flirting. I paused my music and listened. It wasn't Ben on the other end. It was some guy named Tyler. The things she said, how boring Ben was, how she missed real fun, made my stomach turn. I struggled with it for days. I didn't want to get involved, but the guilt was eating at me. I finally told Ben the truth when he came over to help with a school project. I didn't go into detail, just said he should ask her about Tyler. His face didn't change much, but I saw something in his eyes. Hurt, confusion. He nodded, thanked me, and left. Lila found out later that night. She didn't scream. She didn't throw a tantrum. She just looked at me, cold and expressionless, and said, "You'll regret that." I brushed it off, thinking it was just her usual drama, but I had no idea what she was planning. 2 days later, I was in the shower. Our bathroom lock has been broken for months, but it never mattered. We had rules, boundaries. I thought we respected each other's privacy. I was rinsing shampoo from my hair when I heard the faintest click, like the sound of a phone camera. I paused, heart skipping, but the noise didn't come again. I convinced myself I imagined it. I was wrong. That night, I got a message from a blocked number. No text, just a video. I watched it with trembling fingers, grainy footage of me in the shower, my back turned, water running. Not explicit, but enough. Enough to humiliate, enough to terrify. My blood went cold. I stormed into her room. She was painting her nails, cool as ice. "Did you record me?" I demanded. She looked up slowly. "You ruined my relationship," she said. "Now we're even." I stood there, soaked in disbelief, her words echoing in my head. Now we're even. Even? How could she say that so casually, as if secretly filming me naked in the shower was on the same level as telling the truth? The truth she didn't want to face. "You're insane," I whispered, but my voice cracked. She shrugged, not even looking at me. "You betrayed me first." My hands balled into fists. "He deserved to know. You were cheating on him." She finally looked up, eyes narrowing. "That wasn't your call to make." I was trembling with rage, but I also felt the icy edge of panic creeping in. If she had that video, what else had she done with it? My mind raced to the worst possibilities. Had she sent it to someone? Uploaded it? I couldn't breathe properly. "You didn't share it, did you?" I asked, dreading her answer. She didn't speak right away. She picked up a cotton swab, casually cleaning the corner of her nail, and said, "Not yet." That was the moment I realized this wasn't a sibling spat anymore. This was war. I didn't sleep that night. I locked my door, pushed a chair in front of it, and sat at my desk trying to figure out what to do. I considered telling Mom, but she was away on a work trip and wouldn't be back for another week. Telling Dad? Not an option. He lived in another state and barely called once a month. I thought about going to the police. But what would I say? My sister filmed me in the shower, but there was no proof unless I admitted I had the video, and I had deleted the message in a panic. Rookie mistake. She still had the original. The next morning, I tried to pretend things were normal. At breakfast, she was smiling, scrolling through her phone, humming like nothing had happened. I was silent, burning with anxiety. I couldn't eat. "Sleep well?" she asked sweetly. I stared at her. "You're not going to get away with this." She gave a little laugh. "I already have." I went straight to school, but all day, I felt like everyone was looking at me. I checked my socials obsessively, afraid the video had leaked. It hadn't, yet. But I knew Lila. This was just the beginning. She wanted me to suffer. That night, I waited until she was asleep and snuck into her room. I went straight to her phone. Locked. Of course, but I knew her passcode, her birth year reversed. She never changed it. I unlocked it, heart pounding. I opened her gallery and started searching. And that's when I found something I wasn't supposed to see. Her gallery was a graveyard of secrets. I expected to find the video she had taken of me, and I did, but it was buried beneath a dozen other folders, some locked with password apps, some cleverly disguised with names like homework or grocery list. What I didn't expect was the second video, or the third, or the one labeled simply cam_01. I opened it and felt sick. It was a recording from our living room, clearly from the corner shelf where we kept old photo frames. But in this clip, the camera wasn't taking pictures. It was spying. I watched in horror as my mom walked in and out of frame, talking on the phone, completely unaware. There were hours of footage. It didn't make sense. Why would Lila have hidden cameras inside the house? I backed out of the gallery and found a folder labeled Ben. Against my better judgment, I opened it. Messages, screenshots, recordings of phone calls, all stored like trophies. She'd been manipulating him far longer than I thought. Voice recordings where she mocked his sincerity, screenshots of conversations she edited to twist reality. It was like looking into the mind of a stranger. That's when it hit me. This wasn't about revenge. This wasn't about justice. This was control. I quickly airdropped the video she took of me, the one from the shower, to my own phone. I had evidence now. If she tried anything, I could prove it. I could defend myself. But as I slipped out of her room, my hand was trembling. The next morning, she acted like she hadn't felt me sneak in. But when I came down for breakfast, there was a message scrawled on a sticky note on the fridge. "You think I don't check my history?" My stomach flipped. I walked outside, phone in hand, and dialed Ben. He picked up on the third ring. "Hey," he said cautiously. "Ben, I need to talk to you. It's about Lila." A long pause. "She told me you were making stuff up because you're jealous." Typical. I gritted my teeth. "No, I have proof. Real proof. But it's worse than what I said before." We met that afternoon, behind the school near the bleachers. I showed him everything. The hidden video of me, the surveillance files, the fake messages, the edited screenshots. His hands shook. His voice cracked. "Why would she do all this?" he asked. "Because she's not who you think she is," I said. He looked away. "I believe you now, but you need to be careful. She's smart. She'll come for you." I nodded. She already did. As I walked home that day, my phone buzzed again. Another message from the same blocked number, but this time, it wasn't a video. It was a threat. The message read, "You want to play dirty? Fine. Let's see how long you last." No name, no context. But I didn't need either. The timing said it all. It was her. Lila had figured out I'd been on her phone, and now she was upping the stakes. I stood frozen in the middle of the street, phone gripped tight in my hand, pulse racing in my ears. When I got home, I half expected her to be waiting with some smug smile, but the house was quiet. Her door was shut. Mine too. I locked it. I shoved a chair under the handle again, then collapsed onto my bed, staring at the ceiling. I should have felt powerful. I had the evidence now, but all I felt was hunted. That night, my phone kept buzzing. Fake numbers, spoofed emails. One message said, "You're being watched." Another just had a photo. My school ID, taken at some angle I couldn't place. Was she following me? Was someone else involved? The fear turned physical. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. And the worst part? I couldn't go to anyone. Adults always want clean narratives, black and white. But Lila was the queen of gray areas. She knew how to cry on command, twist the story, make people doubt themselves. I'd be cast as the bitter sibling with a grudge, trying to ruin her life. So I didn't go to adults. I went deeper. With Ben's help, we combed through more of her files. We started looking for any digital trails, emails, app data, backups. Ben, thankfully, knew his way around that stuff. He found her cloud backup system and copied it. That's when we hit the jackpot. Not only had she filmed me, she'd done the same to 2 other girls. Friends, classmates, changing rooms, bathrooms. Their names were in a folder labeled Leverage. My stomach churned. This wasn't about me anymore. This was something much bigger. "We can go to the police with this," Ben said quietly, shaking his head in disbelief. "This isn't just petty revenge. This is criminal." I nodded, but before we could move, my phone buzzed again. This time it was a video of Ben. He was at his locker, talking to a teacher. The camera angle was low, hidden. The caption read, "Snitch and I ruin him too." He stared at the screen for a long time. "She's watching everything," he said. "She probably knows we've seen the files." "She's scared," I replied. "No," he said, looking up at me. "She's cornered. And that makes her dangerous." That night, we made a pact. One last move. One clean strike. We would end this. For good. But we had to be smart. Calculated. Because if we failed, we knew she'd come for us harder. We had one shot. Ben and I spent the next 2 days planning everything. We backed up all the files onto a secure flash drive and stored copies in 3 places. My locker at school, a hidden folder in Ben's cloud, and one inside a fake homework app on my phone. If Lila found one, she wouldn't find them all. Our goal wasn't revenge. It was exposure. We needed to show who she really was without getting pulled into her chaos. The more she fought back, the more she exposed herself. All we had to do was give her the rope. and wait. Ben had a friend, Kayla, who worked at the school paper. Quiet, nerdy, but wicked smart. We brought her in, showed her what we had, only a small portion. She was stunned. This is next level twisted, she whispered, flipping through screenshots. You're sure it's all her? She recorded it, I said. She labeled it, sorted it, even backed it up. Kayla didn't hesitate. She agreed to write an anonymous exposé for the school's internal media site, scheduled to go live on Friday morning. It wouldn't say Lila's name, but the details would be unmistakable. The files would speak for themselves. The night before it was set to publish, Lila cornered me. I know what you're doing, she hissed. I stared at her. Then you know it's over. Her smile vanished. You think this is justice? You think you're some hero? No, I said calmly. But I'm not your victim anymore. She shoved me hard against the wall, breathing heavy. You're going to regret this. No, I said, brushing past her. I already did. Now it's your turn. The next morning, the story went live. Kayla didn't hold back. She'd masked the names, but everyone knew who it was. The footage, the phone taps, the manipulations, the private videos. The story went viral within hours, shared across the student body, and even some teachers caught on. Whispers followed her through the hallways like shadows. By lunch, the school administration had gotten involved. An investigation opened. Students came forward, 2 of the girls we'd found in the folder, and even a few others we hadn't known about. Lila was called into the office. She never came back that day. That night, my mom got a call from the principal. The police had been notified. Lila's phone was confiscated. Her cloud accounts subpoenaed. She'd lost control. For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. Not rage, not coldness, just fear. She didn't speak to me for days. When she finally did, her voice was small. Why didn't you just let it go? I looked at her, then said the truth. Because you didn't. And with that, it was over. For real this time.